If you're studying for your Algebra 1 EOC and exponents in particular, pause this video and try this problem. Then I'll walk you through how to solve it. So we have x to the 3y plus w, and we just want to know, okay, which of these is equivalent to that. So kind of a review of some exponent properties. Really, what I want you to remember, the big one from here that'll give us the answer, is this right here. It's the addition part. So I'll kind of give you an example real quick, then we'll just kind of go through that. So let's say we have this. It's really, and we're multiplying this. Really tempting to say, oh, it's like x to the 6th power, right? But remember, there's the, I believe it's the product property of exponents, but basically it sounds weird, but when we multiply exponents, we actually add the exponents. And to make that a little bit clearer, remember x squared is x times x cubed is 1, 2, 3. So if we add all these together, we have 5 x's, right? So that's why it's x to the 5th. And that's why I can write this, instead of writing it, adding the 2 and 3 together outright, I can just write the addition part, but not add them. That's a plus. Let's try that again. Plus 3. And that's the exact same thing as this or this. It's just another way of writing that. So with that in mind, we can go backwards and say, oh, let's say we had this. Well, I can kind of split them at the plus sign and say, okay, well, that's using the multiplication property, the product property. Well, I can split them up and multiply them separately, because that's what we'd end up with if we multiplied them. So we're doing the same thing here. All right, so let's get rid of this. If you look, if I write that out, we get 3y plus w. And if we split it at the plus sign and make two terms with that, we'd have 3y times, or x to the 3y, excuse me, and then times x to the w. So if you had started with this, you could say, oh, that's using the product property. I think it's the product property. I might be getting that wrong, of exponents. Well, we could add them together and just write one exponent raised to the two exponents added together. Okay, and that's why. So if we look, let's see what we have. There's no addition for that. That was a trick one to kind of trip you up on that. So we're not add those two separate terms that we have here. We're not adding those. We're multiplying those. So not this one here. Again, we're not adding. And if you look, we've got this right here. So this has to be the last one. Actually, I forgot this when I wrote it. So if you look, this would be an answer, but I just said an answer. We can actually rewrite this. I forgot I wrote this one. This is actually a pretty decent problem. So we can break it up a bit further. If you look, let's take what we have here. Same exact, right? Same exact answer. Like, these are both exactly the same. So this would be a correct answer. I just happened to try and trick you on these. So if you look, we can do the same exact thing. We can say, let's say if we started from here using that product property of exponents. So we write it as one exponent, but added together. 2y plus, and those are together. The y plus w, those are together. That's a parentheses. Those are together in their own, you can kind of put them in parentheses. You don't have to, because we're adding, but that's what that would look like. But if you look, well, 3y, that's 2y plus y. So if I drop the parentheses, because again, I don't need them, I just wanted you guys to see that was in their own little expression. Well, 2y plus y is 3y. So it's the exact same thing. So this was just, again, just another reiteration of that product property. So I have 3y here, but I could technically say, okay, well, 3y, that's the same thing as y plus 2y, right? Which we have over here. We could have put, let's say we could put x to the y times x to the 2y plus w instead. So we could put the 2y over here and the y over here. Anyway, this one's the what's called, I'm going to call it the product property of exponents. It's a big one because you need to know how we multiply them, but also how we can kind of go backwards when you're giving something like this to break it down into two separate exponents. And that's all we need to do for that one. So I hope that helped you understand exponents a little bit more. And if you want a full Algebra 1 EOC review, then check the link in my description. It's got 30 questions and over an hour and a half of video walkthrough. So it's really helpful for you if you're getting ready for your Algebra 1 EOC or final.